Heidelberg 1693 is a horror-themed game where your main character is a musketeer. I can't think of any other game that has you playing as musketeer, and it brings with it some cool gameplay mechanics. You are equipped with a sword, which will be your primary method of attack, but you also get a single-shot musket, which is incredibly powerful. This thing one-shots just about every enemy in the game and takes a nice chunk off of a boss's life bar. Ammo is limited, but it also must be reloaded between each shot. Reloading causes your character to go into a long, uncancelable reload animation that lasts several seconds. You are completely vulnerable here, so you have to be extremely cautious when you choose to reload. Reckless reloading will lead your character to take damage, and you cannot afford to take much damage here. You get 3 hearts, but many attacks will take off 2, and enemies can kill you in an instant if you are not careful. This is not a game where you could rush in and expect anything other than a quick death. You need to be careful, pick your spots, and use your environments and even your enemies to your advantage. The enemies here will fight each other. Zombies will fight one another, they will fight the human enemies, and while the human enemies will not voluntarily fight each other, friendly fire exists, and baiting enemies to kill each other is often a valid way to handle a mob. And you will need every advantage you can get, because this game is extremely tough. The odds are stacked against you, and the enemies do not move in set patterns. They will randomly change their behavior, meaning a strategy that worked for you previously may not always work. You both have to carefully plan while being able to adapt to the challenges in front of you. To make matters worse, when you begin at a checkpoint, you only start with 1 hit point. Most of the time there is a heart or 2 near your checkpoint, but there definitely are times where your checkpoint spawns you in some pretty perilous predicaments with no health in sight. Be prepared to retry some of these sections a ton. The environments here are dark and grotesque. There are all sorts of nasty demons, corpses hanging around that could be cut down for power-ups. There is blood everywhere, and everything you kill explodes in blood. The graphic violence here is intense, and the game has a nice grainy look, adding to the authenticity of the horror experience. The sound also adds to the eerie atmosphere, with zombies groaning and screams of anguish in the background. Heidelberg 1693 is a game that does not get the love it deserves. Any fan of Castlevania will love everything about this game. It is extremely tough, but if you are willing to brave the challenges here, you will be rewarded with an incredible atmospheric and addictive adventure.